Knowledge is power, but enthusiasm pulls the switch. Hey there, how's it going? Thanks for joining me for another episode of Bitcoin and Coffee. I'll be your host, Eugene Forrest. So what are we looking at today with these crazy cryptocurrency markets? Well, I mean, it looks like the red's still continuing along a little bit. I mean, we didn't see it go too deep of a cut yesterday, but once again, we're still bleeding a bit. Seen some red in the market as I took a quick peek at it. So let's hop back over there. Let's go ahead and refresh this because it's changing every minute over at CoinMarketCap and see where we're at. Bitcoin set down a little bit, $7,427. That's down 1.3%. I mean, that's not the biggest loss, but it's the fact that, everybody keeps talking about us, getting ready to go on the bull run, and we were getting close to the $8,000 mark. And, now that we're taking a step backwards again, going to 7.4, it's getting harder and harder for some of these people to continue chugging along here in the cryptocurrency market without seeing those massive gains, especially people that were looking for big profit if they had taken loans and, leverage things and all of that. But it'll be all right. Cryptocurrency is going onwards and upwards. We got big businesses and banks and everybody else trying to get into this stuff. So, I mean, all right, we got Ethereum price coming in at $589, not up over the $600 mark. It's going to get there, though. It's down only 0.8%, so that's really not that big of a deal. We got Ripple making a little bit of a gain today, up 1.6%, coming in at 66 cents. We got BitCat on the other side of $1,000. I got $1,076 at the moment. That's down 3.3%, so a little deeper than the other top three. We're going to be talking about EOS. We're going to talk about the airdrops. We're going to talk about what's going on with the, the main net and if it's launched and all that kind of stuff in a moment. But right now we got a price of $13.80. That's up 1.9%. I mean, I don't really know how this is quite happening much. Probably just with a little bit that's being traded on the exchanges, but that could be a bit of a problem too. We got Litecoin coming in at $117. That's down 2%. Cardano's coming in at 20 cents. That's down 2.8%. And let's get down here to the Steam and Steam back dollar. All right, Steam's coming in at $2.28. That's a 3% pullback there. Not the most amazingness. I haven't been super satisfied with the price of Steam lately. And the Steam back dollar took quite the hit, even though they were up a bit yesterday. They're down 40% right now, coming in at $1.73. Luckily, I dumped the few that I had yesterday to take that little bit. Hopefully, Bitcoin will be able to pick up the rest of that value and get me somewhere with it. All right, so what do we got going on here with news on Bitcoin and coffee? Coffee's pretty good today. All right. Well, first up, we got that a lot of people are talking about the fact that Microsoft is acquiring GitHub. I've seen a couple different amounts on the purchase for that, so I don't actually want to get out here and report an amount because I've read 3 different articles on it. I think I've seen 2 different prices. I'm pretty sure it's still being worked out. What the big concern about it is that people are saying that, if Microsoft goes ahead and acquires GitHub, what are they going to be doing? What's going to be happening behind the scenes? Are they going to be controlling the data? Are they going to be controlling what, the projects that are being hosted on there? I don't know if that would happen or not. I mean, of course, everybody wants to be leery of the worst case scenario because, I mean, a lot of projects are hosted and posted there for you to be able to get, the open sourceness of the code. I mean, blockchain and decentralization is an up-and-coming thing, and it's growing all the time. I mean, I'm sure there'll be someone else to take the place if there started being the censorship that people are, afraid of happening over on GitHub. I think that we'll definitely find another place to be able to start supporting this free software or open source software. So I'm not really concerned about it, but it does go to show that Microsoft is still out there trying to make moves. You got to be looking at whether or not they're a dying company due to the fact that they haven't really been making the growth that, we are seeing in some of these vast cryptocurrency companies. All right, so what else do we got going on? Well, we got that Coinbase. They're, going to be applying for some licenses in Japan. I mean, Japan is, they're on board with crypto. They got exchanges and regulations and all that kind of stuff. We were hearing about how, Coinbase wants to expand their market and how they want to be adding more coins. Well, we're starting to see a little bit of that. Let's see how long it takes till we get some coins. And we're all waiting to see which ones those are going to be. Let me see. What else are we looking at? We're looking at Indonesia regulation. Our regulators, they're going ahead and approving a cryptocurrency futures. We're seeing this stuff all over the place. It definitely goes to show that cryptocurrency can't be ignored anymore when pretty much every country has some sort of futures trading going on out there. All right. So the big news, right? What's up with EOS? What's going on? Well, all right. So I've been digging into EOS, trying to see what's going on with it and everything like that, because I keep getting a lot of emails. People don't really, understand exactly what's happening. And the more I dig into it, I find out that we're looking at a situation that, there's a timeline for this. There are like 4 or 5 different points that have to be met. And, I have some tools that I went ahead and found this morning and listed down below for the voting, for, I have a scatter wallet. I haven't used it. No one's used it yet. I don't know how creditable it's going to be, but I guess it's going to be like a MetaMask situation to hold your EOS token so that you'll be able to receive the airdrops for them. This is what I was hearing was going to be one of the better places to be able to store your EOS tokens. I don't know about that for sure yet. You might want to wait up a minute and let some other people use it and make sure that there's no scams or any of that kind of stuff happening. Because the next big thing is it seems like that there's only 10 addresses out there. I'm sure you've heard it already, holding 50% of the EOS. And everyone's saying, oh, the exchanges. Well, I mean, that is probably true that we're looking at the exchanges, being a majority of those 10 addresses. But are the exchanges going to be supporting all of the airdrops that are supposed to be happening? Because, I mean, that's one of the most, important parts of everybody trying to hold 100 EOS tokens is that they're flying out of nowhere pretty much for all of these people. But if the exchanges aren't necessarily supporting it, then what happens? I mean, the exchange is the ones holding the EOS tokens. So will they be able to take these, airdrops and do whatever they want with it and tell you that they're not supporting it? Lawsuits potential? I don't know. I mean, that's why they always say you got to own your private keys. I might look into more of a situation of, there's not too much that could have been done already because there wasn't necessarily the wallets. It was more that you were registering your ERC20 tokens. But maybe when the mainnet comes live, I would definitely be looking into finding my own wallet that had the private key so I could get my EOS tokens imported into it. So that, I mean, you get those airdrops, right? I mean, even if they're garbage airdrops now and, the exchange doesn't want to support them, it doesn't mean that these free tokens won't be worth something in a year. I mean, this is a brand new network, all right? That's the whole point in this, is that if EOS works, it's going to be magnitudes better than any other cryptocurrency out there for the scalability fact. And these early airdrops are going to be, the longest running project on it before you know it, right? So, I mean, there's a lot of complications with it. I mean, the fact that one address holds $1 billion is leading to centralization thoughts. But just like every other cryptocurrency, they always start off centralized and they have to decentralize through time as everybody wants these tokens and the price goes up and down through the markets. I mean, it's a crazy roller coaster ride that's going to be happening with this. But I mean, that's part of the, investment factor of being an early adopter, is that you get a chance to go out there and go through this crazy ride to make all the money. And the people that make the right decisions and, make the right calls, they'll be rewarded at the end of the event, right? So, all right, you guys, if you like everything that's happening here on Bitcoin and Coffee, I need you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button down there because these numbers are slowly trickling upwards. We got Samantha hanging out here with us today. So how are you today, Samantha?
Good. Hello, everybody.
If you guys got any comments or questions below, please shoot them. I'll go through my little spiel and then I'll check back with you guys. Like I said, I got those EOS tokens listed down here below, like a wallet, the portal where you're supposed to be able to do your voting. As I say this, though, you guys, I don't own any EOS tokens. So, I mean, this is just me trying to help you guys out. Please do your own research as well. Make sure that all of this stuff is, up to par with what you need to be doing for your own personal investments in EOS, holding. And I also put a link to the Medium post down there that's going to be listing the stages. I think I had seen on Ivan on Tech, they had talked about how long this may take. A lot of people were kind of expecting this to take 24 to 48 hours. We're past that mark right now. This is going to take a while. It may be a week or so. So don't get worried too much about what the price says on all of this. All right. As always, come on over to Steam it, upvote my post, comment down below. I'll be giving you a full upvote with my power. Let me know what you think of the show, if it's good, if it's bad, what you don't like, how I can make it better. As always, I got the free help desk service. It's at eugeneforrest20@gmail.com. I think that's one of the best services I can provide for you guys. Always trying to help you guys out in the cryptocurrency space. I don't want you to get ripped off. That's the worst thing that can happen. It leaves a bad taste in your mouth, and then it may take you a long time to get back here, and then you might miss out on those early adopter advantages. All right, you guys. So do we got anything hanging out here in the chat, Samantha? Am I ranting once again on the internet by myself?
No, there are people.
Awesome. Thank you guys for joining me this morning for a cup of coffee while we talk about crypto, try to figure out what's going on.
So Cornelius really, really wants to see the chickens.
Good morning, Cornelius.
Still waiting to see them chickens. I will try to make him get one out for tomorrow's show. Jim asks, good morning. Why is Cardano so weak? EOS seems much stronger. Do you have any ideas?
I don't actually know why Cardano would be weak right now. You know, they did come out with more of their mainnet launch. You know, there's a lot of partnerships and pairings and things that are happening with it, but Cardano's not one of those main ones. I don't think I've ever actually held any Cardano. So when I come across news, it's usually just if I read it in the top news line. It is one of those ones I should look more into. I've heard a lot of people say that Cardano is going to be revolutionizing the cryptocurrency space as well, but you hear that a lot out of anything in the top 20. So it's hard to always be keeping up with all the information. I do have a life of my own.
Another question. How do you think Okay, I do not know how to say what kind of bank this is, so that's not going to help you.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So, Silent Lamb says, yo. Mr. B says, one more day for round one on,
Oh, the coin that he's been trying to get me to look at. Okay, buddy. I know my plate is huge of everything I need to be getting around to. Plus, I bought a motorcycle, and you know, I've been working on it, trying to get it up and running. And me and Samantha took it out for a ride on Sunday, and didn't you know, we run into problems. About 20 miles from the house, carburetor floods, broke down. So I spent yesterday getting it over to the shop. Come to find out, it's going to cost me like $600 or $700 to get the carburetor rebuilt because all the insides are bad on it. That's why it was flooding. So as always, you know, there's a lot going on besides just the cryptocurrency space. You know, that's why I hold long term. I can't necessarily invest the kind of time that's needed for all of that day trading. I do have regular work I do too. You know, I use this as my investment platform. I use cryptocurrency as a tool. That's why I always try to recommend everybody to go out and find their own niche in the cryptocurrency. They can use this tool to their own advantage. And some people do find work in it. I mean, you know, if some people have trouble going out there and working the 9 to 5s and having the boss, getting in the cryptocurrency space and learning how to trade is definitely a good way to make money if you can handle and do it. It's that fact that you have to be on it 24/7 and not sleep pretty much. All right, you guys. So thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Bitcoin and Coffee. I really do appreciate it. I love getting out here every morning, having a cup of coffee with you guys. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys are thinking of the show. But as always, remember, keep your Bitcoin safe. Beautiful day.